So me and some unnamed friends were discussing the Fate series the other night, and I had so many thoughts about it in my brain that I had to get them out. Fate Stay Night was a 2004 visual novel written by Kinoko Nasu, with character designs and art by Takashi Takeuchi. It's also possibly the most successful eroge of all time. It spawned a massive franchise spanning multiple games, visual novels, anime, manga, movies, massively popular gacha games, arcade games, possibly more? It's also quite a weird premise. So the idea is that a set of magicians are fighting in the Holy Grail War for the opportunity to use the Holy Grail to grant any wish of theirs. To this end, they use servants to fight on their behalf. These servants are like magical incarnations of historical figures. You can name a historical figure or mythical person, maybe even some deities, and they're probably depicted in one of the 90 billion series with fantastic titties! Almost every series takes place during these Holy Grail Wars, although they usually have different names in the franchise to prevent any confusion. The wars have a very hard set of rules which cannot be violated at all at any point. Here are a list of the rules. There will be 7 masters chosen by the Grail itself, who will fight with their summoned servants. Servants fight to the death. Masters can withdraw at any time by surrendering their command seals, usually by having their arm chopped off or their nerves ripped out. In the case of a master dying but the servant surviving, yes, you can transfer ownership of the servant to a master whose servant is dead. Servants, however, cannot just leave their masters, they are stuck together. There are 7 classes: Saber, Archer, Lancer, Rider, Caster, Assassin, and Berserker, and there will be 1 representative of each. There are only these 7 classes, and there will only be 1 of each. The servant is a kind of super familiar who can only exist off the magical energy supplied by their master, so they can generate their own magical power, and the Grail helps out. A servant is a kind of super familiar who can only exist off the magical energy supplied by their master, so they can generate their own magical power, and the Grail helps. Last master-servant pair of standing wins and gets to make their wish. Now onto the original game! Yay! So there are 3 routes with 3 heroines: Fate, Unlimited Blade Works, and Heaven's Feel, whose heroines are Saber, Rin Tosaka, and Sakura Mato. The main hero is Shiro Emiya, and he is just a guy. That's it. The Fate route is the one with the famous scene with the Ménage à Trois, with Saber, Rin, and Shiro, with the really weird line about needing to power Saber's magic up with Shiro's wizard. Can I say that word? I guess I will just say sausage cream. Oh, that's weird. This was apparently censored for the anime version, which is understandable since that wasn't, porn. The big twist in this game is that your servant is Artoria Pendragon, who went by a male name and ruled England as a man. Weird, but honestly, she's a cool character overall. The second route is Unlimited Blade Works. This is the one where you romance Rin Tosaka, who was possibly the reason the tsundere trope is now a big old thing. Also, her servant is a future version of Shiro. I am the boner of my sword. Girls are my body, and desire for girls is my blood. I have had 1,000 dirty dreams about adult women. Unknown to girls, nor known to girls. I just want at least 1 consenting adult woman to agree to date me. Where are the women who want to date me? Jesus, help me get a woman to agree to date me. The third route is Heaven's Feel, and it seems to have a lot more horror elements. It's real messed up, to the point where I kind of don't want to talk about it, so I'm just going to swiftly move on. Dark Side Saber is my wife! I like this game. I'm so bad at it. I got the collector's edition with the art book and the soundtrack. In this game, you're in a simulated world set in a Japanese high school, naturally, during a sci-fi digital futuristic Grail War. You play as either a male or female master with a choice of either saber, caster, or archer as your servant. You get your own personal room with your chosen servant draped sexily over the furnishings, which you can improve if you complete certain tasks week by week. Every week, you have to grind levels in order to learn about and fight and defeat various other masters, one of whom gave me nightmares, and that's the basic gameplay loop. Their true identities aren't even a spoiler anymore thanks to Fate Grand Order, so I'll just talk about the servants. Saber is the hot female version of Nero Claudius Caesar Augustus Germanicus, an emperor of Rome, except this version is just pompous and bombastic, but well-intentioned, and I'm not even going to pretend to know anything about the Roman Empire. She is probably what I'd be like if I didn't have depression and a horrible anxiety disorder. Also, I'm gay. Help. 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 I'm so gay. Master is Tamamon Mae, a legendary fox spirit, or kitsune, who was told to have made the emperor ill and eventually had killers sent to end her life in the plains. Here she is a cheerful woman who presents herself as her master's wife, regardless of gender. Archer is no name, also known as literally the same Archer from the original Fate Stay Night, so we kind of actually do know his name. There's also a romantic element. Late in the game, you have to choose between Rin Tosaka, who is actually not the one from the original Fate Stay Night, and Rani 8, or is it Rani the 8th? Who is related to a character from Tsukihime, which is a series I know nothing about except there was a character in Higurashi that looked a lot like one of the characters in Tsukihime for some reason. If you side with one, you have to fight against the other, and the outcome is unfortunately natural in this game. Anyway, onto the gameplay. You're either wandering around the school or wandering around the dungeons. In the school, you talk with other students, buy stuff, and go to church. Unless, of course, you're an adorable vampire like me that has allergies. Most of the story takes place here, although some of it's in the dungeons. In the fights, in the dungeons, the basic actions are attack, defend, and break. Attack beats break, break beats defend, and defend beats attack. It's rock, paper, scissors with a different name, but also you can cast spells, which are called podcasts in this game, I guess? So it's rock, paper, scissors with a health system, but also if you want, you can punch your enemies in the dick. There was also a sequel called Fate Extra CCC? Triple C? CCC? How do you say that? It's an interquel because it takes place in the middle of the original Fate Extra, and a character called Bibi infects Sakura Mato, who is an AI version of the original Sakura who lives in the moon cell, who desperately falls in love with your player character. You get the same servants as the previous games with the addition of Gilgamesh. I remember seeing a gif of a scene in-game where he whips off his clothes and his goodies are censored with a lens flare, and my only thought was, that was a tiny lens flare. A significant amount of the other characters, I'm too scared to show them in a YouTube video. One of them has boobas so big that her décolletage is the equivalent of a computer's recycling bin for some reason. And the other wears no pants and only has a metal plate covering the good stuff. So I'm just going to show the penguin hoodie she gets in the gacha game. Hell yeah, penguin hoodie. Good stuff. I remember seeing the noble phantasm of the final boss of one of the routes, where she shoves the whole planet Earth into places where entire planets shouldn't go. I don't think I was even adult yet at the time. It kind of scared me. Still kind of scares me. There was also an anime, Fate Extra Last Encore. It only makes sense if you're familiar with the games, and may or may not traumatize you. It was super weird. That's about all I have to say on that. Absolutely fucking not. I refuse to talk about this series. Please stop sexualizing children. Please don't sexualize children.
They are all tiny children. Why has my voice become a chipmunk voice? They are all tiny children. Why is my voice a chipmunk voice?
I only just downloaded it because I was only just made aware of its availability in my country by my fate/knowledge haver. But I keep looking at the art, and I'm in Lesbambians with Baoban Sith and Osakabe Hime. Also, one of my first gacha roles was Beach Tamamo. I hope that I can drown myself in women. I could care less about the guys. Also, they keep talking about lost belts, and I hope that the people who lost their belts find them so they can hold up their pants. In conclusion, the Fate series is such an odd and interesting concept. It's kind of no wonder that it spawned such a massive franchise. It's kind of hit and miss with me. I wish they'd stop sexualizing child-looking characters because that's super weird. I like the adult women because I'm a disaster gay. They haven't made a man that even slightly appeals to me yet, which is kind of a miracle. That said, what kind of servant do you think I'd be? Comment down below. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I hope I can stream more on Twitch should my mental health get better. Yeah, make sure to follow me everywhere. I'm Symphonic Pink on literally all the things. And yeah, bye.